Hi guys, this is Anil Bishoy and you're watching me on my channel Passionate World. If you are watching our video for the first time and have not subscribed our channel, do subscribe our channel and press the bell icon. Whenever we will upload a video, you will get the notification. Friends, today I am here with very important discussion for your civil services preparation, and if you are new, do watch this till the end. And it is very important from general studies perspective as well as forming opinion for your interview perspective, because this kind of a questions have generally been asked in order to test the real character of the individual who is going and appearing for civil services interview as well as your general studies. And those people who are having sociology as their honors, and especially Madhusmita you, this one is very important discussion. Do watch it till the end. And today's discussion is based on social issues. Social issues are very important, and you should have a broader social perspective in order to be a civil servant. So today's question is, what is social exclusion, and explain the types and the contributors of social exclusion. It's a 10 markers question. You have to, there are 3 dimensions in it. First is, you have to address each and every dimension specifically in order to achieve 10 marks. 10 marks means maximum they can award up to 8 or 9, not more than that. But there are 3 dimensions in the question. First is, what is social exclusion? Explain the types and the contributors of social exclusion. So 3 and 4 marks. You are getting my point? 3 and 4 marks. The marks are divided in this way. What is social exclusion? Social exclusion is the process through which individuals or groups are excluded from facilities, benefits and opportunities that others enjoy. You are getting my point? Social exclusion is the process through which individuals or groups are excluded from benefits, opportunities as well as facilities. That is called as social exclusion. And what are the types of social exclusion? There are 4 types of social exclusion in India. Political exclusion, economic exclusion, social exclusion and cultural exclusion. What are the types? 4 types. Political, social, economic, cultural. Okay. Now, we will discuss what is political exclusion. I have only given you some brief. You will add more by giving various laws and regulations you can include. I have given you only simply a direction, that in this direction you include. You are getting my point? I do not have space to discuss each and every aspect. So you will include all the laws, means political exclusion, how it is being happening. You can give contemporary examples from recent in our current day society, be it in Odisha, be it in UP, Bihar, then Maharashtra, all the kind of examples. You can give current day examples in order to create a linkage. Denial of citizenship right, like political participation, the right to organize, and also personal security, rule of law, freedom of expression, equality of opportunity. You are getting my point? If these things are being deprived by certain sections, from the certain sections, that becomes social exclusion. Then personal security, as per Bhalla and Lahiri, argue that state which grants basic rights and civil liberties is not a neutral agency. It's not a neutral agency, but a vehicle of a society's dominant classes. A vehicle of a society's dominant class. You know which are the dominant class in our society, and may thus discriminate between social groups. They will say, no, you are not allowed to enter into the temple, you are not allowed to enter, means take bath in a pond or use the water of the well. This kind of a thing. Political liberties, rule of law, freedom of expression. You are not allowed to speak. That is one kind of a social discrimination. You can add examples to what I have discussed. Then civil liberties. There are certain civil liberties. Then coming to economic exclusion. It includes lack of access to labor market, credit and other forms of political assets. Capital assets. It includes labor market. If certain people are said no, you are not allowed to work in this particular profession. You are not allowed to. You will not be given credit. You will not be given any capital to start your own business. When this kind of a practice do exist, that leads to social exclusion of economic type. Then social exclusion. It takes from a discrimination along the number of dimensions including gender, ethnicity, age, which reduce the opportunity for such groups to gain access to social services, limit their participation in the labor market. What happens if you will say that no, the gender basing on women are not allowed to work here? That is a kind of a social exclusion. Ethnicity, some certain section of the people, northeast people are not being allowed. You are kind of a ethnic practice which is not acceptable. Our constitution doesn't permit it. Right to equality under Article 14 is existing and is thriving, and till the time India is a constitutional democracy, it will thrive. So any form of social discrimination is not allowed. And being a civil servant, our main motto is to uphold the values of the constitution. Then reduce the opportunity for such kind of a group. We have to give more economic opportunity, social opportunity for all those people who are discriminated. And cultural exclusion. What is cultural exclusion? It refers to the extent to which diverse values, norms and ways of living are accepted and respected. Certain norms, values and traditions are being respected and valued. These are kind of a exclusion by cultural exclusion means. So I hope this part of discussion is clear, and in next part we will discuss what are the contributors to social exclusion. Friends, coming to this part of the dimension of contributors of social exclusion. In this part we will discuss what are the contributors to our social exclusion prevailing in our society. So there are various contributors of social exclusion exist in our society. There are 10 dimensions, and as per me there are 10 dimensions. You can increase if you can think more also. First one is race. Race is one kind of a social exclusion. That somebody is European, somebody is Asian, somebody is Australian, they are of a total different race. They treat, means Indians, when they go to America, they will say these are Indian people. There is African Americans. That is one kind of a social exclusion. Then income. Income status creates a different kind of a social exclusion. That you people are poor. There are in major cities, you will find there are golf means membership. They only allow a certain group of income people to be a part of their group only. Elitism is not good for the society. Then employment status. Employment status also creates a different kind of a social exclusion. We are means IAS association. There are IPS association. There is Armed Forces Officers Association. There are many different kind of employment in CEOs of private companies. Means they create this kind of a stratification creates a different kind of a social exclusion. Say for example, somebody achieved employment, that goes to their credit, no doubt, but because of achieving that, you shouldn't treat other person who has not achieved lowly. That is the basic principle. Then social class, that somebody in Hindu religion, you know social, what is social class, that you do not belong to our class, you belong to low class, you do not touch this, you do not touch that, and this kind of a social exclusion. Geographical location is also a part of social. People from UP, Bihar, when they go to Delhi, Mumbai cities, they are being treated differently. From South India coming to North India, or from North India coming to South India, from people from Northeast are being treated. It is not a good practice at all. Then personal habits. Personal habits also create a different kind of a social exclusion. Personal habits. When appearance, as I said, some people look differently. That doesn't mean you will start treating them bad, start treating them low. Education. We are professors. We have done PhD. You have done only BA. How can you challenge my point or my reasoning? A different kind of a religion. Religion is one of the single most social exclusion contributor of social exclusion, that you are from this religion, you are not allowed in this. You know, there are means only Hindus are allowed in our Jagannath temple. I am not saying, I am not against anything or practice, but it is existing. I am not saying that all religions should be allowed. There are certain practices which are prevailing, and the even government is not taking any steps. And we respect the individual freedom of any religion, but it is also a contributor of social exclusion. Political affiliation, it is also a major contributor. You are from BJP, somebody is from Congress. I am from Congress. If I say I am from Congress, BJP guy starting fitting means will treat bad me. If I say I am from BJP, a Congress guy will treat badly with me. It is not accepted at all. Means you must be having some political ideologies of your own. That's why you are related. Means you owe your allegiance to that particular party. That doesn't mean that a particular individual is totally different and I will not accept him at all. So this particular question I have addressed. Now moving to the next question. Now moving to our second most important question is, what is drug addiction? Discuss about the consequences of drug abuse. It's a 5-marker question. Okay, very important question. Let's start discussing. Drug addiction is defined as a chronic relapsing disorder characterized by a compulsive drug seeking. Means they have to seek the drug at any cost. Those people who are addicted to drug, they will seek the drug at any cost. Continued use of harmful consequences and long-lasting changes in the brain. They will have a long-term impact in their brain, nervous system, and it is going to impact permanently. They will be addicted to it. Then it is considered both a complex disorder and a mental illness. It's a complex disorder as well as mental illness. Most addictive drugs are heroin, cocaine, nicotine, barbiturate and alcohol. What are the most important drugs? Heroin, cocaine, nicotine, barbiturate and alcohol. I hope you will remember. Then the other part of drug addiction is, what are the consequences? Because what happens, somebody is drug addict, then not only their own family but even the society suffers because of this drug addiction. You know what happened in Punjab. It's a serious offense. If you have seen the Udta Punjab, the movie in which Shahid Kapoor acted, let's see what are the problems in drug addiction. Personal health problems. The person who is drug addicted will be personally, his liver, kidney, everything, starting from his mental illness. There are a hell lot of a problem will happen. Personal problem, health problem, financial problem. Drug addicts and their family will face serious financial problems. Then family disturbance. There will be disturbance in a family. If a husband is a drug addict, then husband-wife relationship is, if the son or daughter is a drug addict, their parents will suffer. There are a lot of problems. Then social disturbance. Social, you see all those drunkard person when they go on the road, the entire street will be feel disturbed because of this. Then bad impact on future generation. All those people who are having drug addict, their son and daughter, it will be having a very bad impact on them. They will be facing drug related trauma, their family, next generation. Social exclusion faced by family member of the drug addict. That is also one kind of a very big problem, because somebody is drug addict, their family members are treated badly by certain sections of the society. That is not acceptable. Then law and order issues. Law and order issue is also a consequence of drug addict. They will create law and order problem. Then strain on government resources, because government resources have to be diverted to treat the drug addict instead of using it on constructive purposes like health and education and road building and employment generation. They have to be diverted to treating the drug addict. Then unnecessary pressure on executive to treat the menace. Unnecessary pressure on executive. When I say executive, both executive. It is political executive who are lawmakers present in legislature, as well as the executive, permanent executive like IAS, IPS and other officers to create the drug addict. Then burden on existing health services. You know that in India there are very less doctors as well as nurses present per lakh population, and if these drug menace are not controlled, our doctors and nurses have to be diverted to treat these patients instead of treating other diseases. So it is creating this kind of a problem in our society. And I hope you are thorough with the drug abuse and drug. You can very well write about this particular question. Now moving to the next question. Now moving to another very important question is, write a note about status of education in Odisha. Hence, this one is a very important question. It might be repeatedly asked, and even in the interview also you might be asked related to education in Odisha. So this topic is very important. So let's discuss. Odisha is lagging behind. This kind of a question, especially when they are asked, it gives you a wonderful opportunity to impress upon the examiner by giving facts and figures. That shows how much you know. This kind of a question gives you this opportunity. So you know Odisha's literacy rate is around 73.5 against India's literacy rate of 74.04%. And Odisha's elementary education is the main problem why Odisha is lagging behind the national average. So what are the approximately how many primary schools Odisha is having? Around 36,000 and around 20,500 upper primary schools Odisha is having. I have converted that into approximation so that you can easily remember this figure. And to provide education level, around 1.87 lakh children from the age group of 6 to 14 are school dropouts, and out of this 0.3 are from SC community and 0.9 are from ST community. So I hope these figures you remember. 36,000 primary and 20,500 upper primary, 1.87 lakh from dropout from 6 to 14 age group, and out of it 0.3 from SC and 0.9 from ST community. I hope you remember this data. Then you can say that midday meal scheme is helpful to certain extent. Midday meal scheme has helped the Odisha's education system to certain extent. But state government is committed to universal elementary education. Our motto, being a civil servant also, your motto should reach up to 100% of elementary education, and it is our constitutional obligation also. The government of Odisha is trying its bit to reach up to universal primary education. Then you very well know that after 2002 86 Constitutional Amendment Act, it has become a constitutional obligation. Others Vidyalayas, it's a wonderful initiative started by our government. You supposed to be knowing it, that major initiative in right direction has set around 314 model schools. How many? 314 model schools in block headquarters has started functioning since 2016-17. 314 other schools started in headquarters from 2016-17, and it is affiliated to what? CBSE board, and it is a fully residential school and free education and targeted talented students fully, and through annual entrance examination. Through annual entrance examination, they are being targeted. They should give up to from 6 to 12 standard. They give education from 6 standard to 12 standard. Others schools then have 18 number students. Around 18 number students, they will start the education giving. Apart from this, government opened 491 primary and 490 upper primary. Remember those two figures: 491 primary and 490 upper primary schools, and opened in Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. Sarva Shiksha government has done this. For achieving 100% enrollment in government has required norm of opening new primary school. The government has relaxed opening of new primary school, so that in KBK districts and tribal districts, what happens? There are less in number children. So government has relaxed that if there are children around 25 from the age group of 6 to 14, then they can open a school there. And there are around 218 mission primary schools are existing, which are missionaries run schools, and this kind of initiative are there from the government. I hope you are thorough with this. There are certain figures which are very simple to remember. I have made it simple. If you can totally recollect it, 73.05% is our literacy rate, lagging behind India's rate of 74.04. Then our primary schools are around 36,000, and our upper primary schools around 20,500. Then 1.87 are dropout. Out of this, 0.3 are from SC and 0.9 are from ST community. 0.9 lakh. 0.9 lakh means 90,000 around. So this, and out of means apart from this, midday meal scheme is very helpful, and Odisha Adarsh Gram Vidyalaya government has started it from 2016-17 education year, and around 314 others are being set up in headquarters, and they are giving CBSE affiliated course, fully residential, and it gives you means they are giving 80 students, and the rest is this 490 primary and 491 upper primary being opened through Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, and 218 missionary state aided missionary managed schools. And apart from this, the government as well as the society needs to be aware that education is the bedrock for progress. Unless education is being given, no society can prosper. That is the thing, and I hope you like today's discussion. There were three major topics. First one was the social exclusion and its factors. Then we discussed drug abuse and the consequences of drug abuse, and this so education in society in Odisha. And sir and ma'am, if you are new to our channel, and do subscribe our channel and press the bell icon, and whenever we will upload a video you will get the notification. And especially Madhumita, you will like this particular video because it is related to your optional. Thank you very much.